I believe an interview is like a first date, except instead of flowers, you bringing the resume. And instead of picking a restaurant, you're trying to pick perfect answer to all those interview questions. Especially that one question that we all dread, we all hate. Tell me about yourself. You're both sizing each other up, trying to figure out if you've got the right chemistry, pretending to be cooler than you actually are, and secretly hoping that the other person likes you back. Just like a date. You dress to impress at an interview and a date. You're overthinking every move, every singular word, and silently praying that you don't blurt out something embarrassing. Just like a first date, you try and nail the follow up instead of, I had a great time, let's do this again. You want to say, thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. And let's be honest, both the interview and the first date leave you obsessively refreshing your inbox for days. If interviews make you feel like you're waiting to walk into a lion's den, don't you worry. By the end of this episode, you will be striding in like a lion tamer with a cape, with a whip, and let's be honest, a lot of flair. Hey there, everyone. Thank you for tuning into Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips, where we take the guesswork out of communication and turn you into a master communicator in any room. I'm your host Sarika Singh, your go-to coach for all things communication. Now, the power words that I'm going to share today may sound like buzzwords. But trust me, they're not just there for the show, they are powerful keys to unlocking doors in any professional setting. Tried and tested out. And we're going to explore how these words, these three power words, aren't just something that you say, but they're also something that you do. Today's episode is like my favorite double shot espresso for your interview prep. So go grab your coffee mug or whatever keeps you fueled and let's jump right in. Priya, a student of mine who incidentally found me via this very podcast, and I not only trained her but her whole team as well. She works in marketing and her team was struggling with low engagement on their marketing campaigns. Instead of waiting for instructions, what Priya did was she took the initiative to organize a brainstorming session. And there she pitched a fresh idea. That campaign, the one that Priya initiated, ended up being one of the best performing success stories. She also got an interview call from a Fortune 500 company that she'd been so keen to be a part of. Now, it gets more interesting here when she shared her story, how she took the initiative in the last company in her next interview. The hiring manager's jaw practically hit the floor. Did you get the first buzzword that I'm talking about? All right, here it is, the first superstar power word, initiative. Have you seen a spark plug in a car? Without the spark plug, the engine wouldn't start. You can have all the fancy features in the world, but without that spark plug, without showing you're ready to step up and take charge, it's going to be a slow ride. Now that's what initiative is like. So when you're in an interview and the interviewer asks you the favorite question of most HR managers, tell me about yourself and tell me about a time when you took charge of a project. Here is your opportunity to showcase that spark plug. It's all about showing that you don't wait for things to happen, you make them happen. Show them your initiative and use the word initiative. Put that word in their heads. You should come across as somebody who takes initiatives on his own. Let's say you're applying for a marketing role, okay, and your research says, you've done your pre-research, that the company is struggling to boost its online presence. Now, this is your window of opportunity. I hope you've already done your research about their current strategy. So, at the interview, come up with a fresh idea for their social media campaign. Now, that's initiative. You're not just waiting for someone to tell you what needs fixing. You're actively searching for ways to take the calls and hit the shop floor and take the initiative. Every singular company in the world loves that employee, the one who takes the right initiative. Initiative is about being proactive, thinking on your feet, and showing that you don't need constant hand holding. If you're the kind of person who spots a problem and jumps into action without being asked, you're showing them exactly what they want. So make them want you. Use the word initiative and show how you can take initiatives. Show them examples where you took initiatives earlier. It could be a personal life, it could be in professional life, but show them what you've got. While you try and practice this word for your next interview, coming up is the next power word, so stay tuned. The other day, I was going to a slightly distant place. Driving myself, I had no idea about the area. So, as usual, like we all use GPS to locate addresses, I used Google Maps to give me directions. I was listening to my favorite music and thinking, everything's going to go smoothly. Suddenly, my GPS rerouted. I looked at the screen. I was already late. It said there was a massive traffic jam because of which the GPS rerouted. Now it was showing an extra 20 minutes to reach the venue. I hate being late. My first reaction was, oh no, I'm going to be late. Why does this always happen when I'm in a hurry? But I had no choice. So, yes, I spent those 20 extra minutes to reach where I wanted to reach. But once I reached there, I realized there were so many people coming late that day. If I had stayed on the original route, I would definitely have been late, massively late, because I'd still be stuck in that traffic jam. But because of the rerouting, I was pretty much on time, just about 20 minutes late. Meaning, we have to be open to change. That change might seem uncomfortable to start with, but ultimately, the change that you make in changing circumstances shapes up your success story. In the professional world, things change fast. What you sign up for today might be completely different tomorrow. That's where adaptability comes in. And that's why every employer wants someone who can adapt. That brings us to our second superstar power word, adaptable. Now, this one's huge. If in an interview you're sitting before someone who doesn't know you, so it's your time to shine, to announce what you're capable of, what you bring to the table. You have to show that you are like water. Pour it into a cup, it becomes the cup. Pour it into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. So show that you are adaptable. But don't just say it, prove it too. Show situations where you were adaptable in the past, personal front, professional front, wherever, but show how that adaptability worked out for you. Make it like a transferable skill that you have mastered. In a recent workshop, someone from the audience asked me, sure, adaptability is a great word, but how do you prove it? So I'm going to share what I shared in that workshop. Of course, there are many things, many ways to display your adaptability, but I'm going to share 3 main strategies. You can show how adaptable you are by number 1, sharing stories where you adapted to change, some incidents where you were good at changing and how malleable you were. Maybe you've got a cool story about how you handled a project where everything went off track, but instead of stressing, you adjusted your approach. You found a new solution, just like GPS found a new solution for me, and I shared that story with you. That's adaptability in action. You can also show adaptability by demonstrating that you're a learner, you're a fast learner. Show how you can handle new situations. It's all about staying open to new ideas, being flexible when things change, and showing the interviewer that you've got the confidence to navigate through uncertainty. Every company wants that. Last but not the least, you can also show how adaptable you are by showing that you stayed calm and composed despite a tough environment. Employers love seeing someone who just doesn't stick to the script, but who's willing to pivot calmly and make things work without breaking a sweat no matter what. Some time ago, COVID hit, and suddenly the whole world was in a shock. No one really knew what they wanted to do and how to do anything. But essential services had to go on. Not many people know that I'm also the CEO of a large food brand in India. And working in the food industry, my team knew that work had to go on. We still needed to make the food products, and we still needed to make them available to the customer. We still needed all the packaging that needed to go into the products. This was one time when I saw 200% adaptability in my team. Everybody was willing to contribute by adapting to new ways, finding new solutions, and making things happen. We were so proud to have hired the most adaptable bunch of people. It was a true test of adaptability. And on this platform today, I want to thank the entire team of thampurgreen.com for being so adaptable, so ready to learn, and yet so calm in challenging times. Coming back to the interview you were giving. When it's your turn to be in the hot seat, let's say you're giving an interview for a project management role, and the interviewer might ask you, how do you handle change in the workplace? Now here's your chance to shine. Enlighten them about that time when you were working on a project and suddenly the direction changed. Or maybe the client's requirements changed. Or maybe a key member of your team quit. Show them how you, instead of panicking, adapted. How you recalibrated your strategy and how you made it a grand success. Being adaptable isn't about being a pushover. It's about adjusting your sails when the wind changes. You've got to be flexible enough to navigate through rough waters and still come out on the top. That's the kind of mindset every employer is looking for. Because let's face it, change is inevitable. And they need someone who can ride the waves, not get swept under them. So feed the word adaptable into their heads, say that you're adaptable, and then show them you're adaptable. But be sure that you're using only genuine and honest answers. Do you play sports? Any kind of sports? Or do you at least watch any sports? Think of a sports team. Cricket, football, whatever. Now each player has his own skills, right? Each person has his own position to play. But when they all come together and work as one unit, with that they achieve greatness. A team player doesn't just show up and do his own thing. He works with others, shares ideas, and lifts the entire team up. When you're going for an interview, you're like that sports player. You're going and telling them, I'm great for your team. Take me in. I remember coaching a client. Her name was Meera. She worked in product development. She shared how her team often clashed over design ideas. And instead of letting arguments fester, Meera created a collaborative brainstorming session where everyone felt heard. And that teamwork led to a product that later became a bestseller. This brings me to the final and really crucial superstar power word that you must use it in any interview. The word is like that secret handshake of the corporate world. The word is collaborative. It tells the interviewer, I'm not just here to shine solo. I know how to make the whole team shine. If in an interview the interviewer asks you, how do you work with teams? This is where you get to talk about how collaborative you are. Maybe you worked on a cross-functional project, cross-cultural project where people come from different departments or different cultures. Maybe to solve a complex issue. You listened to them, you shared ideas and respected the other's expertise. And finally, together, you all brought a solution that no one else would have come up with alone. That was a happy situation. There can be a situation where someone in the office doesn't like you. You're supposed to work with that person. Maybe in the interview, you're asked, tell us about a time when you worked with a difficult team member. Here, your genuine art of collaboration comes into play. Instead of pointing fingers or playing the victim, share a story where you bridged a gap. I hope you did. Maybe you didn't always agree with someone, but you worked together to find a solution without compromising on work quality and ethics. You listened to their ideas, you offered your insights, and in the end, the team came together to produce something greater than the sum of its parts. Collaboration is about understanding that no one, absolutely no one, succeeds in a vacuum. In an interview, being collaborative means you're not just talking about your personal achievements. You're talking about how you help the team win. It's about sharing the credit, being a supportive team player, and finding ways to lift everyone up, not just yourself. And believe you me, whether you're in a small startup or you're in a large corporation, this power, the ability to collaborate, is what drives success. Why? Because you grow on the company the same way the company grows on you. So the next time you're prepping for an interview, remember, you've got the power to show them that you're more than just a resume. You're a dynamic, capable, and a ready-to-contribute asset to their team. Before we get moving, let's recap. To nail every interview, remember these super powerful magic words: initiative, adaptable, and collaborative. Say that you take the initiative. Means you're not waiting around for someone to tell you what to do. You're taking charge and you're making things happen. Say that you're adaptable. Means you're ready for anything. You can handle changes. You can keep going no matter what life throws at you. And also, say that you're collaborative. Means you're all about teamwork. You lift everyone up and you know that together, only together, you can do much more. Be sure that you not only say all this, but also prove each one of these qualities. And please, work towards building these qualities in you before going for that interview. In an interview, you need to give evidence to whatever you say because you're eventually marketing yourself. It's all about convincing. Be honest, be genuine. If you fit into the role, if you fit into the company, show them how you fit in. These power words will only help you communicate how you fit in. Thanks for tuning in. If today's episode gave you that aha moment, share it with a friend who's prepping for their next big interview. If you found the episode helpful, do leave a review because it motivates me to keep bringing you tips and tricks to set you up for success. Until next time, remember, your words have power. Communicate with them wisely and let the world see what an amazing person you are. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.